Hey guys, welcome to the show. I hope you're having a great day. If you didn't know, we're live. I'm live and I'm awake. And guess who finally got his microphone fixed? It's Trey, DJ Sound Effects himself. Oh wait, his
What it do, what it
mic
is, what
still
it be.
Oh, it's working. Cool. Yeah, what's up, brother? Nice to see you today.
It's good to be seen. It's good to be seen, even though we're not
Yeah.
actually looking at each other. Technically, we are, but they don't know that. So.
Yeah. Well, in the long run, it's like we're not. We didn't see each other last week, so this is kind of we had a
I don't think any of us
normal
saw.
break.
I don't think anybody saw us last week
Yeah, we were hidden from the world.
because
All right,
our
so
guest canceled on us. But that's okay.
it happens. Life works out that way sometimes.
Life works out that way.
You can't really stress out about it. They had like some kind of thing, and they want to make sure they were funny. It made a lot of sense. All right, Trey, give me some beats, and I give you some raps. Okay. How are you? They call me Jay. I can run like this forever anyway. What am I doing? I gotta fill you one way. Now I'm gone for the nighttime looking for a power like it's only wrong for the light time. Now I still don't even get it down when you rap me. Sometimes I'm looking so crazy, baby. Maybe I might go down like this is my soul no flound bound, and sometimes I can get it so profound. You can make me like this, now I know how. I wanna get gone with like this, don't trip. Did you understand where I go gon' kick? Now I gotta be that little dude with the snare. Beware that my bass is right here sometimes. Then I gotta rap, oh. Then I say that it's fact, whoa. Then I know, so go. Did you really know what I don't know? No. Are you looking for a different kind of podcast? How about informative and clean? It will make you laugh. Scout and Trey, yeah, that's what we do. We got a little funny thing, keeping it true. Hey, we take your topics and all of your ideas and bring in a guest and we answer them there. Then we make a freestyle rap and do it for you. Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do. Yep, flows to you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows to you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows to you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows to you. Yes, y'all. I should take that off because I'm not. Oh.
The crazy part is the fact that my cursor got caught, and so I couldn't click anything.
That's okay.
Technical difficulties at its finest. Anyway, what is everybody's... Ready for it? Get ready for it. Wait for it a little bit more. Headline of the week.
What is my headline of the week?
What is your headline of the week, Jason? That's what I just asked.
I know. I'm trying to ask myself what my headline of the week is.
Jason, what is your headline of the week? Actually, matter of fact, we only want to know your headline of the week. Nobody else. Aww. It doesn't matter.
Do you have a headline of the week?
No, I said we only want to hear your headline of the week.
Okay. So I was I found a mini Rogue that is worth more than I paid for it.
Okay. Interesting. I don't know what that means. My headline of the week is that my parents' house almost collapsed.
Wow.
That's a big deal.
What about you, Ms. Thurzday?
My headline of the week is I have literally been around people who only play with blood all day.
Oh, you should have said I hang out with supposed vampires. Let him
I thought about it, but
yeah, well, that's why you say supposed. You don't want to like put that evil on people. Well, so I was, as you know, I shop for toys, and normally Goodwill is terrible at making these big bins, just like full of toys, and there's like, it's like just tons of toys, and you're like, oh, that's cool, and they're like, hey, we'll sell you that tons of toys for $30, and I was like, there's just nothing, there's just baby toys and things like that, but as I was looking, I saw a little outfit, and it was a Rogue. A 2011 figure that's a Toy Biz, little tiny one, like G.I. Joe size Rogue, who's worth $45, and also had a Warlock, and then there was actually a bunch of Fortnite collectible minis. So it ended up being like $150 worth of stuff in the
Oh wow, that's
$32
awesome.
one. So yeah, and so it ended up being worth my time. And I once I saw that the Animal Warlock and the the Rogue, I knew that I was good. And actually, I wasn't that. Like, the Rogue was actually a lot less. It was the Adam Warlock was more. But I realized I was looking at the wrong sized Rogue, and the other one is worth that money. So, ends up being like, yeah, ends up being a lot. And I got about 20, 30 toys out of the giant vat. But it was normally not something I do. But this time I was like, let's just try. And worked out for me. So, we'll see how it goes.
That's pretty sweet.
Sweet. That's what's up, man. You find the craziest stuff, man. I don't understand how you do it, but I guess you're on that
I have
grind.
something here I want to show you.
Oh, okay.
Go and I'll show it to you in a little bit.
Okay. Miss Thursday, we will end off with you since we like to save the best for last.
Oh.
So my parents' house almost collapsed this weekend, and we had more visitors than we thought we were going to have this weekend because my sister had her baby shower. My sister and brother-in-law came into town, and they had several baby showers. One on my brother-in-law's side of the family, and then my side of the family was actually down here in Kentucky, and we had just the week before. My grandparents on my mother's side came through. Did not know they were coming through. They literally said, "Hey, we're a couple hours away." So they stayed, and we thought that they were leaving sooner than we thought. They had stayed longer than we thought. And so there's that. And then we had my mom's sister come through, and she ended up staying, but she stayed with somebody else, but she was in the house at the time. So my girlfriend came through. Obviously, my sister and her husband are there. And then my grandmother's sister, who I've never met in my life, I didn't know existed, decided to pop on by. Obviously, this is not the baby shower. This is just people hanging out. But we had a packed house. And obviously, the house did not almost collapse. But the amount of stress probably almost collapsed everybody else.
Yeah.
It was very successful. I was able to help out with some games and stuff for my sister and her husband, Lexi and Tanner. I'm going to stop saying weird terms. And it was a little stressful. We had to do some tiebreakers and stuff. We didn't have enough prizes, but it was really fun, and it was a overall really awesome experience. So that was that. Oh yeah, I also had to set up. Oh, I should have led with this. I had to set up audio for my church because our main sanctuary was out of air conditioning. So we had to go to a separate part of the church building altogether. And I was asked the day before if I could set up with my DJing equipment for impromptu mics and speakers.
Okay,
So I'm like,
I need
yeah,
to
sure.
know what your headline of the week would have been if you would have led with that one.
My church building, I was asked to put out the fire in the church.
Nice. I'll just have my church is no longer cool.
Oh, that's awesome. That's amazing. But I'm done with my rant. So take it away, Miss Thursday. Explain us your headline.
So my headline is very boring, actually.
Man, it's okay.
I am a dialysis nurse, and so I have just spent the entire day just kind of working and training with some of my new coworkers, learning how to do home hemodialysis. So that was pretty fun. Very boring, as I said.
Now, just so that we'll probably talk more about the show. What is dialysis, just in a nutshell?
Okay. So generally when someone is having issues with their kidneys, shut down, or it has lost the function to get rid of the waste and the toxins and the extra fluid that we carry, then someone will have to start dialysis. It could be hemo, which means through the blood, or peritoneal, which is through the abdominal cavity. And basically, it's just the exchange. It helps to remove the extra fluid, waste, toxins. Helps to regulate blood pressure. Helps to make sure that the body is getting rid of all of the junk that it needs to that you normally would when you urinate.
Dang. All right. I did not know that.
Yeah.
And I've heard that term a million times, but I genuinely, it escapes me and I don't talk about it. So if you don't use it, you lose it. And I forget about that. So thank you
Yeah.
for explaining that.
No problem.
Well, cool. Jason, I guess you want to jump right into it?
Yeah, let's do it. Is this part of the show you like?
This is actually one of my favorite parts of the show, and I'm so glad that you asked Jason about this because it's about time for a quiz.
Ooh.
So I hope you guys are ready and up to date on your knowledge of pop culture because I wasn't until today. And this is actually a collectibles quiz. It's about nerdy stuff. It's about really cool. It's pop culture, honestly. And you may not be ready, and that's okay because, like I said, I wasn't ready either until today. So this, Ms. Thurzday, is a quiz where you get pitted up against Jason, and hopefully you'll win. No one knows the outcome, but you guys will get to answer each question I throw at you. It just depends on who goes first, who gets first pop at it, and it will kind of bounce back and forth. It'll be multiple choice, and some will be open questions, so you can the best answer wins. And then whoever wins at the end will get a nice little NFT that I will show you later.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's not worth anything right now, but hey, it's an NFT, right?
Most NFTs aren't worth anything right now, Trey.
This is true. But hey, it's something. So without further ado, let's begin.
Okay.
Since you're our guest, Ms. Thurzday, you get to go first.
Thank you.
The Space Commander Center number 926 set is one of the most expensive Lego sets ever made. How much do you think this set is worth? Is it A, $2,000, B, $4,000, C, $5,000, or D, $6,000?
I'm gonna go with maybe C.
Okay. Good answer.
Oh,
It could be right, could be wrong.
I'm probably wrong.
And this is to make or to buy?
To purchase.
I'm gonna go D. $6,000.
$6,000. Here's the crazy part. Miss Thurzday, you're correct. It's $5,000 on the dot. And this is sealed in box, had never been touched. I actually was surprised Jason didn't get that right. And she hit it right on the head. So congratulations, you get the first one right. On to the next one. Yeah. On to the next one, Jason. You might know this one. Post Malone is a huge Magic fan and recently bought... Yes. He recently bought the One Ring, which is the Ring of Power in the Lord of the Rings crossover of Magic the Gathering. What is this card, the one of, cost? Or worth, rather? Is it A, $50,000, B, $100,000, C, $2 million, or D, $6 million?
Is it the cost of it or how much you purchased it for?
How much did he purchase it for?
$2 million.
Okay. Miss Thurzday. What's the answer? Is it 50,000, 100,000, 2 million, or 6 million?
I was gonna go with the 2 million. What were the other answers again?
It was 50,000, 100,000, 2 million, or 6 million.
I think it's the 6.
Okay. Well, it's actually 2 million. So you were so close.
I would have been right.
So pop question, Miss Thurzday. What is it actually worth? It's actually in that answer.
Yeah,
50,000, 100,000.
If it was 2, then it's 6 million.
That's correct. Congrats. Oh, wow. She got it right, Jason. Wait, you heard me ask that question earlier, right, Jason?
I literally asked you, if it was the cost or how
No,
much
you
it
got
was.
it right though. You got it right though, Jason.
Yeah.
You got it right. So did she. She also got another question right. So
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
are like neck and neck right now. It's crazy.
Oh, I see.
So
I'll be back.
where are you going? No, Jason.
I quit.
He has to take care of something probably. Okay, cool. So then the next question goes to you since he's not here to answer it. This is actually a really cool question. So, do you know anything about Superman?
Yes.
Phenomenal. So, Action Comics #1, before DC was ever a thing, introduced Superman and launched the superhero comic. It launched the superhero comic industry. How much is this comic worth? Is it 500,000, 700, or 500,000, 700,000, 1 million, or $3.6 million?
For Superman, I would think it would be the 3.6 million.
Okay. And it's weird transition because now I have to wait for Jason to answer, and he is not there. But yeah, so Action Comics was what started everything off. Superman's actually Canadian. For those of you who do not know, he is not an American superhero, but he is loved by Americans. Okay, Jason, I just asked her. The question is: Action Comics #1 introduced Superman and launched the superhero comic industry. How much is this comic worth? Is it 500,000, 700,000, 150 million? Excuse me. I wrote this totally wrong. I'm stupid.
Okay.
It's fine. 50,000, 70,000, 150,000, or 3.6 million.
3.6 million.
Congrats, you guys are both correct. It's $3.6 million. And this price is ever increasing because this thing is omega rare. And it was probably one of the first comics ever made, especially for a superhero.
And the thing about those comics at the time is that nobody kept them for collectibles. They were like little
No.
5-cent. They were 5-cent things. So you'd rip the pages off, you'd do all the things, and they just throw them away. So they
so
weren't ever
cringy.
meant to do that. And so it's like even when we were like a few episodes ago, me, Trey, and Jaime were looking through different comic books, and even Trey had a bunch of ones that he were just trash because Trey is a mean person.
Okay, look. Okay, no, I'm going to defend myself. So these comics, we got to move on, but these comics came from my grandfather who was a barber and had them in his shop. So he had comics.
Dang it. That's a really good answer for that. Dude,
So he had comics, and this is where I got them from. And what's really tough is the only OG Hulk comic, like one of the, it's probably 226 or something, but every time Hulk appears, a kid decided to put red crayon, like literally it's if he has like scratches, but it's pretty consistent. But like every time he appears, there's like red marks on his shoulders. I'm like, why? What are you doing? I'm like, again, the kid, my grandfather didn't care, whatever. No one knew this comic would be worth, I don't even know how much it's worth today, but yeah. Anyway, the cringy stuff you wish you could go back in time and fix. Anyway, so this is for the mansion and the yacht, the coup de grace, and the best answer wins because I didn't plan this. Kind of. Are you ready, Ms. Thurzday?
I'm ready.
Are you ready, Jason?
Yeah.
This is the final question of the quiz. What do I own in my room as far as collectibles, memorabilia, and the like that is the most expensive item that I have?
I can't even see in there to kind of guesstimate what it could be.
Miss
Here,
Thursday,
I'll help
just
you
say-
out.
What,
I'll help
whatever
you out.
you say he's going to say, it wins.
Oh,
There's no
no.
reason-
That's the thing. There are no wrong answers. How about that?
All right. So the best part is you can just make something up. I would say your
Whoever makes
left
me laugh.
kidney. I'd say your left kidney.
That's pretty. That's worth a lot. I
Is
will
that a
tell you.
collectible?
To some
For some
people,
people,
that is very
Oh my
collectible.
God.
They would like to use it themselves.
Human organs. Yay.
I'm going to say because lately I've noticed that for girls they kind of brought back like kind of a fake version of like underoos. I feel like maybe you might have them somewhere hidden.
Okay, look. Um, you're not wrong. Wait, hold on. So underoos were. I think they skipped my generation. What were underoos?
Yes, the rules were awesome. First off, let me say that. But you got the cute little like T-shirt and the underwear that was, either Superman or
Here's
Wonder Woman or something of the sort.
Trey.
But
I'll tell you right now, Trey definitely has matching t-shirt underwear combos in his house, in his room. Probably multiple, actually, if we're gonna be honest.
Here's the thing. In real life, I don't, but for the sake of the quiz, my Punisher shirt and matching boxer briefs in that closet right there is the most expensive thing that I have because they were worn by John Bernthal himself from the Netflix show The Punisher. Congratulations, Ms. Thurzday. You win the quiz.
This is a travesty.
This is a travesty for sure.
Yeah.
So honestly, I don't know what part of me would probably sell for the most on the black market. Probably my physique as a whole because I'm just so smexy. But
kidneys definitely.
you said what?
I said kidneys definitely.
Are you serious? Is that really a thing?
Yeah, well, the reason I brought it up is because she does dialysis, so she knows how much. I said one of my friends, he died of diabetes, and his
Man, it's
kidneys
just got
shut
so
down.
dark.
And we're gonna definitely do that. So during the show,
We'll weave in and out of the darkness.
yeah, we'll get out of it. It'll be fine. But
So
yeah, no, it's crazy.
In all reality, I probably have. Man, I don't know. It's probably a pop vinyl. It's a Funko Pop vinyl. I have a whole bunch right over here. I don't know. I mean, I have a couple that are worth $100. I did not pay $100 for them. And it could be a magic card. I don't know. That's the thing. I collect a lot of things. We're going to move past this. Ms. Thurzday, congratulations for winning the quiz. You get our nice and shining Jaime NFT, and it is right here, right now. Congratulations.
Nice.
Wait, come on, Trey. Get your game together.
Oh, that's right. You get this one. Great job. See, now it's tough navigating these things because we keep up the ones we don't use anymore. And so it's a hard time navigating these things sometimes. But it's okay.
No, it's because you like that one so much, I never took it down.
This is true.
So
I wonder if we could hide things but still keep them up. Anyway, moving on.
I mean, I can move it up so it's not as confusing.
It's all good. It's all good. Ms. Thurzday, congratulations. I thank you for participating in this random quiz that you had no idea you were going to do today. But, Jason, why in the world did Ms. Thurzday decide to hop on our show today?
Well, when I asked her to be on the show, she said, I said, what can we do for a better year? And I said, Trey, why are you taking down the names? And Trey's like, well, that's because I'm
dyslexic.
And so
What are you going to say?
Well, she said, take care of ourselves and others. Yeah. And so why do we need to take care of ourselves and others, Miss Thurzday, for a better year?
I think that, number one, if we take care of ourselves, be it physical, be it mental, it allows us to look at things differently. It allows us to appreciate things better. It allows us to enjoy life. And when we take care of others, it gives us a greater meaning to life, And I think that is what we're here to do. We're here to take care of each other. And I think that when we really walk in that we have more, we feel more fulfillment.
That's amazing. I think that it's important for people to realize that they have the opportunity to just do better. And I think a lot of times people don't realize is taking time for others is actually self-care for yourself because you're actually feeding your soul, which is a part of us really helping one another. Is just kind of a part of it. It's like I always talked about people with hip hop. Like hip hop has always been a collective community where everybody works together on something, and that's why graffiti, all that other stuff works together with hip hop as elements of it. And so, but it's the same idea in this. It's like you have a chance to be happy. You should also help others, and that will help you even more. So it's cool that you think that that's what we need to do, and it's awesome to me. as a guy that likes all things that are cool. Now, you said that you were a nurse and you were a dialysis nurse.
Yes.
Now, Trey's right. We went dark, but what's one of the most entertaining things that's happened during dialysis?
What?
I I promise you that she has a good story.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. There's a lot of
No
good
worries.
stories. So I'll actually tell you when I first got into dialysis, I had a group of patients that, I was kind of taking care of. And before I really started with, actually putting in needles and all that stuff, I kind of was like the errand boy, just everybody would have me running, doing whatever. But one of the patients took a liking to me and they, kind of saw that I really did want to learn how to do this properly and everything. So they were actually like my best teacher. And they had this term at this facility where they would call going to the light, if you will. So anytime somebody's blood pressure was going low and they were about to go out, they would say, "Hey, such and such is going to the light." And I was like, the first time I heard it, I'm like, what are they talking about? And he had to
Are they
tell me
coding?
basically, like, you hear somebody's going to the light, you better get over there quick because they are, going to the upper room, basically, like if you don't step
Mm.
in and do something. So it's a little morbid that that's the funniest thing, but it did become funny whenever you would hear everybody yelling out like, "Oh, such and such is going to
Good
the light." No, it's morbid.
night. Well, I said I have had many friends that have lived that life, which is sad, right?
Yeah.
But but it is the best part about all the people that I know that were in that situation. They never found, they always found light in those things and had fun and
You
enjoyed their
have
life
to.
until the
Yeah.
end. And it's like it stinks, but it's one of
Yeah.
those things. Just like in most situations, it means because somebody's kidneys are failing, Trey, and that they're just that's the only way for them to keep going. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think to talk to that, like I think there was I talked with a police officer and he was saying it was literally I was a vendor and I was talking to him and he was just extra security for a Meyer, and I was just I mean we talked for like 30 minutes almost, and I hope I wasn't like distracting him from his job, but I was like, yeah. So he kind of walked me through a little bit of what he goes through on a daily basis, and he's like, yeah, man, and he gave me a scenario where it was like, say a house combusted and blew up, and he would walk through and he'd be seeing people all over the place, and he's like, man, that guy's a nice watch. It's like this is
It's
not.
something. Yeah.
You say what? I'm sorry.
It's like these little things that I think that when, because for me, I never want to get so desensitized to what's going on with the patient. But I think that, like we begin to build something that kind of takes our mind off of like what we're actually looking at or dealing with sometimes, that helps us get through the day, because I can't imagine going into a scene and seeing that, and how you can maneuver through life after witnessing, that on top of everything else. And I think for me, whether it's in dialysis, whether it's, med surge, whether it's peds, every specialty in nursing in the health field, you're going to see some horrific things, you're going to see some beautiful things, and you have to find that happy medium of, so that it literally doesn't cause you to get burned out. Here we are, 2023, and you heard so many different stories of nurses that, either got sick themselves or they left the nursing field dealing with the pandemic because they couldn't handle what they were seeing. You know, um, it is very hard for someone who desire or their passion is to heal people or to help people get better, not see that on a regular basis. Like, if you have someone that, you have to help that loved one navigate through them, passing away. And then you have someone who you get to see that didn't walk, or come in and they were really doing bad, and now they're doing better and they're going. It's like you can balance that. But when you didn't have that balance, you had to find those things that, help you to, just keep going, And I think that, no matter what profession you're in, we all have those type of moments, It may not be on the level that I see it. It may not be on the level that police officer sees it, but we all
Right.
have those things within our lives and our profession that like literally can like rock you to the core, and you have to find those other things to kind of pull you back, make you feel like, okay, that was today. I got to get up, get at it again tomorrow, and whatever that is, for me, it was really cool during the pandemic seeing hip hop come back to this place of the forefront, and you saw the DJs, becoming that like savior almost for all. The moment that DJ Nice gets on for hours and hours, on Instagram, and you have everybody from your next door neighbor to the former president all on the same live, listening to a DJ play. It took, I think we saw kind of what the Bronx might have felt when hip hop was starting. We got a little glimpse of that.
That's amazing. I
Wow.
think that's the craziest part about it. You know, what's funny is I just realized the name of your podcast, makes me laugh because I just thought about it right now. But anyway, so you do have a podcast that you started,
Yes.
and it's called the Beats Per Minute podcast. And I just realized that the health aspect makes total sense now because it's not just beats per minute; it's like your heart beats per minute. So yeah, ha ha, very good. And they're in the logo. If you look behind her, you see the little
That's
EKG
amazing.
thing. So it does make sense. I just never registered that they work together. So you have your podcast. What's your podcast about? What started it? I am quickly going quick because I have to go. So I want to
No
make sure we get
worries.
some stuff. Don't think I'm trying to rush
No,
you.
no, no. You're
Trey will
fine.
talk to you
Oh,
along.
he's rushing you. I'm just
He's
kidding.
frustrated. But yes, my the podcast is called Beats Per Minute podcast, and we come on now live every Thursday and do a live episode. But you can still catch us on Spotify and Apple Music on Saturdays, and we're also on YouTube. Whatever. But we started probably about the end of March. 5 years ago, my brother Collins, DJ Ready Red Lysab, passed away from a heart attack, allegedly. Um, he was a DJ. He was 10 years older than me. So I grew up loving and falling in love with hip hop because of him. And he moved to Houston, Texas when I was still in elementary school. And he became a part of the legendary Geto Boys. He was the DJ, producer, former member of the Geto Boys. And he is acclaimed to have been the person that created a sound for Houston and helped put Southern hip hop on the map. And so when he passed away, I realized I started noticing how many of the first, second generation hip hop artists were actually passing away from preventable health issues, heart attacks, strokes. Of course, we had some from COVID, but it wasn't no longer someone got shot, someone killed themselves. It was, health issues, and so I wanted to find a way to help other people, other hip hop artists, other hip hop artists' families, even the community, just to really understand health literacy and provide some type of education, and also just give a platform for some of those artists to tell their stories or tell the stories about their friends. And so that's where Beats Per Minute came from. The funny thing was, I didn't realize that when I thought of the name, because of what you just said, those are my two loves, the music and health, but it was actually the name of the studio that my brother and the Ghetto
Oh
Boys used
wow,
to use. It was called BPM.
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Thank
Um,
you.
That's super, super cool.
it's cool that you have a way to remind people of your brother's legacy, but also just do something for you, which is cool. And yeah, you're right. It's so crazy to see people. I mean, the truth is that in a lot of instances, people weren't used to people getting in their 40s and 50s in certain
Exactly.
communities, and so it makes sense that preventable diseases would be the thing that took them out because they're like, well, nobody talked to us about this because we were just trying to stay alive.
Right.
And it's crazy to think about that. I mean, you got some good examples of people that just made their health care more important. Like Missy is a good example of that, right? She went and focused on herself, got her diabetes together, got herself together, and then like is able to come back, 10 to 15 years later and still be her, which is crazy.
Right.
But it's cool to see that happening. So
Yeah. And I think we have some really great examples of, when you look at even some of the artists that came in during the golden era that, we, listen to, still, listen to, um, and being able to see their journeys like a Missy Elliott or, even just watching Busta Rhymes and
sure,
seeing how he went through the weight loss, how even with different artists that you saw that have gone on their journey, or even I think over the weekend I was watching Drink Champs and listening to Irv Gotti talk about dealing with diabetes and how even yes, money helps to manage it, but you still fight with it. It's not just something that someone that doesn't have health insurance or doesn't have a good job, it's not a poor man's disease. It's a everyone's disease, and it's something that we all have to be mindful of. You know, so
yeah. Well, like even though I don't agree with his thought process, one guy we saw who is looking amazing for his age is Melly Mel.
oh my God, yeah,
No, he's silly for trying to battle Eminem, but
yeah.
but
He stays in the gym.
but man, that dude stays in the gym. He's like I forget how old he is, but he's in his 60s, I think, and
Yeah,
he
and I
looks
mean,
he
even
he
Method
looks
Man, when
insane.
Method Man, like he has been on a health journey that he looks awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's so many people that you see that like it's like, wow, that's so cool that they're doing that. But I think you're right. I think it's so easy to want to not realize that we need to have conversations about our health. I think sometimes I can easily get so focused on, and this is something for me, right? I get so
Mhm.
easily focused on my dreams and on my things. I definitely self care, taking care of myself, making good food choices definitely goes out of the way.
Yeah.
In October, me and Trey are gonna spend 2 weeks together, and we're probably gonna hurt each other somehow. But we will make bad food choices, I promise you,
I'm
because
sure.
We'll
we'll be
see.
on. We'll try to do good, but when we're at actual ACL, we won't because it's not like they have like a nice little health food
They
truck.
have
They
phenomenal
have the
food.
I
best
think
because
that the
yeah,
biggest problem as a nurse that we see, when it comes to, unfortunately, when, a patient receives a diagnosis of, high blood pressure or diabetes or whatever, and now we have to talk to them about nutrition. It is so easy to provide that education, but to actually, even for yourself, like how do you, just change how you ate, like depending on what region of the world you're from, we like what we like, and and when we deny ourselves those things, we make it even harder. So I always like to say that we have to learn how to just live in moderation. you know
Mm.
you do better for yourself actually getting that cookie or that piece of cake in moderation than not having it, because then you begin to binge like when you do get something. My mom
Mm.
was a horrible diabetic. She was a sneaking type of person. So um she would, bake a sweet potato cake, a pie, but she wouldn't do just one. She would do like six of them. And
Oh,
so she could feel good about herself. She would give them to other people and see, I made them for others, not just me. I'm sharing with others. But then she would eat that whole one that she kept to herself, just because. So it's like, okay, if you made one and then you're sharing that pie with others, that's different. But to make
Mm.
six so you can give five more away, you can, I mean, come on, lady.
yeah, that's
So,
hilarious. Yeah.
Miss Thursday, it's funny. I want to ask you all these questions, but you're literally answering every one that I'm about to ask. So I'm gonna play off of what you just were talking about. What is something that the general public misses all the time, especially just coming from a nurse in dialysis? What's something that we could learn about nutrition that we miss all the time?
I think the sad thing is that, you really actually see that as health care providers, a lot of us are very limited in our understanding and education in nutrition.
Mm.
So I think that in this, in the day and age of, everything being at your fingertips, educate yourself and advocate for yourself. You know, I think that the more you understand what your body needs, what you're, like I'm not doing without, that I think that the better you are. If you are someone who knows that you can never give up this one thing, whether it's fried chicken or whatever, then look at your other negotiables. What else can I get rid of? Actually, don't be afraid to advocate for yourself, and also pay attention to what's going on in your body. You know, and really have those deep conversations with your healthcare providers. If you're going to the doctor and they're saying that your blood pressure is a little high, don't just stop going to the doctor because you're afraid. You start paying attention to your, blood pressure. Is it at a certain time of the day? Do you feel yourself getting really stressed? Learn to find those ways to like kind of eliminate the things that can cause those triggers that can make it worse, because ignoring issues that's going on isn't going to make it better. But if you start tackling little by little, it can go away. But I think that, sometimes we're scared of the diagnosis. We don't know what questions to ask our providers when they're telling us stuff. And sometimes we're made to feel bad if you go to the doctor and they're like, okay, you got to start taking this medication. And instead of being honest and saying, no, I don't want to take that medication, I would like to know the alternatives. I would like to know how I can, either deal with this through diet and exercise. We won't ask, we'll, take the prescription, and then we just never fill it.
Mm,
And
yeah.
it's tough because like we live in America, like
Yep.
like you said, everything's at our fingertips. My girlfriend's becoming a licensed dietitian. Like
Hmm.
I learned a lot about health just through my mom and my parents' health journey, because they were on this program that they cut weight like nobody's business, and they were just eating what their body needed. They
Hmm.
weren't working out, and they dropped weight like crazy. And it's like, I thought this was a joke, like it was a thing in a freaking magazine that people were reading. It's like, lose 50 pounds in 5 weeks. It's like, okay, that's a little unrealistic,
Right.
but you can do it in a couple months.
Yeah.
Like, and no one knows that. It's like, you just feed your body what it needs and
Hmm.
eat in increments. You don't
Yeah.
have to have these 3 large meals a day, but give your
Well,
body, like you said, give your body what it needs.
it's our schedules, it's our lifestyles. A lot of times we have gotten into a place where, some of us are too busy to actually cook, home cooked meals, or sit at the table and enjoy what we're eating. We're constantly just grabbing something and scarfing it down.
Yep.
So we're not really even enjoying, what we're eating. We're just eating. And so, certain things will cause us to crave other things, and sometimes just even paying attention to that craving, it'll let us know that something else is going on. I know
Mm.
that Sometimes, if I'm getting a craving all of a sudden for like pretzels or something, like, okay, why am I craving salt all of a sudden? What's going on with me that I'm craving salt?
Mm.
So it's just really just even just like I said, it starts with being your own advocate, taking care of yourself, actually paying attention to yourself, because if you don't know what your body needs, what's going on with your body, then who else can really tell you?
Mm.
We have to be able to go and have those hard conversations, like I said, with our providers and also with our family members when we're noticing that, like, hey, I've noticed that you've been loud lately, like what's going on, or whatever, or if we're at that age where as some of us are getting older and our parents are getting older, you have to become their advocate and their caregiver, and making sure that sometimes as people get older, they still are in the belief that doctors know all, and if the doctor said I got to take this, then I need to take that. And sometimes we have to pay attention to what's being given, because in the elderly community, you have a lot of polypharmacy where they're taking all these different meds, and it's this med
Oh
for
yeah.
this, but now you need this to take that for those side effects, and then you need this for that side effect. And sometimes we really got to pay attention to what all is given, and what all of they're taking, and and look to see, like, what is it that my body is deficient in, like,
Yeah.
and not even just physical, sometimes it's mental. What mentally am I lacking? Like, what am I stressing about? What am I worried about? What am I feeling some type of way about, that's got me maybe either eating like this or not feeling motivated to get out and have fun or enjoy life, whatever the case might be, because all of those things work hand in hand.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Miss Thursday. And Jason, I want to be respectful of your time, man. How much time do you got?
Well, luckily for you, I'm starting, and I about to start. So let me tell this person I'm gonna start in a second.
Okay.
You're about to start rapping.
Yes.
Okay, phenomenal.
Woo-hoo.
Well, and we can talk a little bit more after we get finished, but it's sadly
Hey, what's up? I'll be ready in a
Podcast.
few seconds here.
the podcast is coming to a close. But Miss Thursday, you've been amazing so far.
I'm doing a live show, so I'm gonna rap right now.
Thank you so much for hopping on with us and just talking to us about health and health and hip hop, honestly. And it's just been super cool to just rock with you on the show. And honestly, I wish we had more time to just talk about life.
No worries. Well, definitely, I'm not going anywhere, and I definitely would and love to have you guys come on and chop it up with me as well. We have great conversations over on Beats Per Minute.
Yeah. Well, so do you have any words for me that you'd like me to use, Miss Thursday?
I'm gonna just, I'm excited to see what you gonna do.
All right. Well, you'll see. I'll have a good time. Trey, you're gonna have to give me the beatbox.
Yeah. So hip hop, meals, nutrition, diets, Geto Boys.
That should be interesting, right?
Should be fun.
I think that's good. Everybody in the comments, please feel free to hit up Jason with some words. One at a time, throw them in the comments. We will get to the comments after Jason leaves because he's on a time constraint today. But without further ado, let's get it.
All right, guys, let's do
Yo,
this.
yo, yo, we got DJ Sound Effects, Scout the Psalmist, and Miss Thursday on the mic. Let's get it, y'all.
We can do it all together, but I never see you sitting here like I'm a ghetto boy 6 foot deep. I don't even get it when I'm sitting for the time. Miss Thursday's looking cool, she's tripping when she fine. But now we talking about dialysis, we go, and beats per minute, heart attacks getting you, bro. And only if I didn't know I'm out of control. I'm looking like a dude and I see him that I know. Oh, they're just chilling cause they see in the light. And Miss Thursday's tripping cause she's thinking it's tight. She's like, oh no, everybody's dying here today. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to say, but I'm tripping gone. Then I'm sitting long. We got this forever, and I'm trying to rip it, y'all. I found a rogue in a giant thing of toys, and it worth 45. Only if I can try, I can get it gone right. Yep, it's all the same. And Trey, as always, is making me lose the quiz today and tomorrow next time. And I'm just gonna cry. Teardrops rolling down my cheek and my eye. Why do I try even doing this quiz? I don't even know why I do this live show, kiddo. Why do people even care about me? I was looking down the street with an apple at my Angie. But that's okay, I get it gone right. And hello, only if I can't get it with Janet right. Janet, I'm doing a freestyle on my live show. No, it looks crazy, but I know what I know. Oh, but now I'm flipping here, pretending like Phil and Jeer. Now I got to make it here, and I know that I am clear. But anyways, hopefully we can run away. I got the power pain, now I'm stuck up every day. Ooh, I guess that's the end of this B. I know that we had a great time in IC, but now I know Trey, his most favorite thing is his Punisher underwear that he wears him. Now he knows though, sometimes I think, bro, I'm out of control. I'm thinking, oh no. Anyways, have a great day. Hi. This is how I end the rap and say bye.
Nice.
Bye, guys. I love y'all.
Dopes. Love you, Jason. Thank you for being on the show, man. All right, cool. I gotta drop off these banners. All right, cool. So it's just you and me right now. So yeah, thank you so much for being on the show. We can talk a little bit longer. We got maybe about 10, 15 minutes. Okay. I wanted to get into these comments because we have almost...
I do want to say I saw where someone said, what is moderation? I'm not sure if you were joking or just asking, but
That's,
I mean...
it's Jaime.
Okay. Just... You don't overdo it. We're not eating the buffet style platters like all the time, just stuffing the plate. We're eating. We have to learn again how to eat to live instead of living to eat, if you will, and and just giving our bodies what we need. And not denying ourselves all the time, because I think the problem with the fad diets, the yo-yo dieting, is because you go on this regimen for a certain amount of time instead of like creating a lifestyle for yourself.
Right. Yeah. And like I said, my parents were on this thing, and oh my gosh, I've never seen my parents healthier in my life, honestly. Mm-hmm. And I know that my whole family struggles with weight because we're just a bigger family. Mm-hmm. And they got on this diet, and man, they were eating so healthy. And of course, this meal plan sends you stuff to eat and snack on, and within increments. And they give you a list of like how to eat and how to cook and what to use, because hey, you only get so much of this. You only get so much of this because you don't need this much. You don't need this much. And they drop weight. And sad to say that, like, I don't know if they just got bored with it or tired of it, but sadly, like, my parents are slowly gaining weight back, and that's okay. It's just they know they're aware of that. My mom's getting back on the plan. My dad's trying to get back on the plan, and they I feel like they genuinely care about themselves, and I want to see them around as long as possible. So I care about it as well. And for me, I was also on it, and I dropped 40 pounds. Wow. And sadly, I am now the biggest I've ever been. So the whole yo-yo dieting thing, it was supposed to be a lifestyle, but I think we got bored of it, or just life happened or something.
Yeah.
But it is a lifestyle thing. I really appreciate you bringing that up.
Yeah. I think that sometimes, like, we'll start something, and then something, like you said, something does happen, or, we go on vacation, whatever. And now we're not able to maintain whatever is, because we didn't make it a lifestyle. And, and sadly, because I know that people who struggle with weight, I think that it's such a struggle, and it's something that they constantly have to be conscious of. And, sometimes to me, some of the people that I was around that, always was dieting, they were like the healthiest people that I know. Sometimes we don't pay attention to the fact that, someone that's skinny, they might not have the best eating habits. They're eating whatever because they think they can. And eventually that catches up to you. Sometimes just because of, what, we are prone to, can cause us to have issues later on, no matter what, when you're dealing with certain cancers, when you're dealing with certain, health issues or whatever. So again, we have to love ourselves, take care of ourselves, advocate for ourselves so that we can be here to take care of others.
Yeah, I appreciate that because honestly, it like you were saying earlier, it takes those hard conversations sometimes.
Hmm.
They're not comfortable. They're not supposed to be comfortable. If they
No.
were comfortable, we'd have them all the time.
Yeah.
But it's honestly giving your friends and family, your loved ones, X amount of years back into their life
Yeah.
instead of taking that away
Mhm.
and being at their funeral sooner. I
Yeah.
think
And
that
then
sucks saying that.
the conversation, the harder conversation starts with us, not beating ourselves up, not, making ourselves feel bad for choices that we made, felt like we had to make or had no choice, but having that hard conversation to say, now I'm ready for something different. I'm ready for something different. And it's not the easiest, but once you do that with yourself, sometimes it makes it a lot easier to get on that road of recovery or whatever. Because I think that we are, always in that mindset where we are our biggest critics, and sometimes once we go down one road and we start having issues, we just get to the point where it's like we just beat ourselves up, and it just becomes this just horrible circle that that we're on.
Yeah. So I wanted to get some of these comments. I'm going to ask that one last.
Okay.
So Jaime obviously came in the very beginning of the show, and for some reason, I'm just now like 30 minutes ago. I got the comments from the beginning of the show. It was really
Yeah,
weird.
they were
He's
popping up at first.
It was so weird. He said hello, then he said snooze. I don't know why. Then we come to Olaf Slayer, and he said, "Would have thought? Who would have thought another tight quiz?" Uh, Olaf saying it's like Lotus Petal for Magic the Gathering card. It was bought for $500,000, and they were part of the original '93 release, and now there's only 6 left. Yes, that's Buck Wild for spending that much money on a piece of card stock. We answered that question. Moderation. What is that? And then Jaime saying, my buddy had a Black Lotus he sold to finance his adopting good child from a European country, $40,000.
Wow.
Buck wild. That's a small fortune. Yeah, and then Olaf saying, I am on 5 small meals a day every 3 hours because of my stomach problems, and I'm down 30 pounds from
Yeah.
292 to 266. Dude, congratulations, man. That's a big achievement.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Oh, Jaime saying, why do I act violently towards water? You probably have rabies. Um, let's see here. Oh, yeah. And then Jaime saying, are you familiar with either taxo or toxoplasmosis?
Not really a whole lot, no. To be
Do you know
honest,
anything about it?
very, very, very little. It's not something that I've ever had to deal with.
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah. Well, maybe he'll respond
Okay.
just yeah.
Cool. We'll move on. We'll let it be. And then Olaf saying, I'm just a food addict, especially for spicy food.
Mm,
Hey, man, you're preaching to the choir. I love spicy food. Not insanely spicy where I can't enjoy the food, but I love like just the right hit. That's how you get rid of your cats. Toxoplasmosis. Let me tell you, get rid of your cats.
yeah, and that's why I was like, that's kind of more on a area that I haven't had to deal with, so I didn't want to speak on it too deep. But um, I know it could be something very serious for people.
Oof. He said it's a nasty little worm that gets to you. Take care of your cats.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So the
I think
freak
that
accidents, the
if
freak.
you, period, are someone who loves animals and you choose to have pets, that you should be making sure that they're being well taken care of, because there are diseases out there, and I mean we just saw going through the pandemic, like you never know what can be passed on from animal to human and from human to animal at this point. And so, take care of your pets.
I think there was another case recently where there was a guy who, I don't know if it was for 4 years or times 4 years, 40 years,
Mm.
um, where he kept eating raw pork, and so there was parasites riddling his body, and it was so disturbingly uncomfortable to look at because
Mm.
it was an MRI scan of just his brain and his chest and his arms, and I'm like, like this is just nightmare fuel. I hate this so much. Why are we eating raw food, people?
Yeah, why would you eat that? Um, I did have a question. I'm wondering, like with Olaf Slayer, like are they still able to eat a lot of spicy foods with the stomach issues? Because I know that
Probably
that's how
not. I have some indigestion too, and I had it bad for a second, and I had to take some pills for it. But I'm trying to find more like alkaline foods, and I don't really know how to do that because I feel like everything we eat's acidic in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Um, but that's a good question. If you find out how to do that, Olaf, that would be a phenomenal little point there. Do
Yeah,
you
because
know of any good foods?
in certain cultures, they actually like, like cayenne pepper, stuff like that. Like stuff that is considered spicy is supposed to kind of help your stomach, so
Interesting.
yeah.
Well, Miss Thursday, we're getting to a close to the show. We got just a couple minutes left over, and we got one more section I'd like to get to. But right now, this is your chance to plug your show. I know we talked a little bit about it earlier, but just tell people where they can find you, what your show's about, and your chances right now as I give you the full screen go.
Okay, so once again, my name is Ms. Thursday. I am the host of Beats Per Minute podcast. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify and also Apple Music. Check us out every Thursday at 7 p.m. for our live episode. If you like to just listen to the audio, then check us out on Saturdays on all of the platforms. And, we're here on Facebook, Instagram, under beatsperminute.pod. We talk about health, hip hop, and matters of the heart. I like to say that they're all in sync because they are. So I hope that I will see some of you over there as we continue to just have great conversations with different people to just, help each other.
Perfect. Awesome. And basically, you know who we are. We're close for you. Jason obviously had to dip out early, so I got to do all the closing stuff by myself. So yeah, you can find us right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and not sure if we're streaming anywhere else, but we're here every Monday at 6 p.m. EST, 5 p.m. CST, and you can. Hit us up on all our social medias if you want to get in touch with us, if you want to be on the show, if you want to talk about something crazy that it's life changing that you have to let the general public know. Please come on the show. Hit us up on any of our social medias. We'll feel free we respond mostly through Facebook. So I'm Trey Stoneburner. He's Jason Riley. But yeah, and I would thank our sponsors, but Jason normally does that. Nomad, Web.Design, El Rico. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for providing for our show and the ways that you do. El Rico provides all of our graphics and everything
Nice.
that are in the background and the overlays and all the cool stuff. But yes, I think that's pretty much it. There is one last section that we can close on, and that is Trey's therapy session. That's me.
Oh,
That's right. I talked in third person. That's okay. You get to ask me 3 questions as a therapist. And it can be about anything. We normally try to keep them goofy, but feel free to ask me 3 questions. It can be about anything we talked about, anything you want to talk about, or those dying, burning questions that you wanted to ask me the entire show. But our therapy session starts now.
so Trey, we've had a very interesting conversation. You've done some talking, you shared a little bit, and so my only question for you right now is how long have you had an issue with the person that's behind you.
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked because so are we talking about the Punisher or are we talking about him?
I'm going to say him.
Okay, so this person that has been behind me this whole time, I've had a problem with this for actually I don't know when it started. It's been around for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really not sure how to get rid of him because he keeps constantly destroying my room, leaving trash everywhere, unfolded laundry, causing my other roommates to leave their food out and not throw them away, and the dishes aren't clean. And honestly, it's all his fault.
So I hear you. And my next question would be, do you see any resemblance between you and this person? Like, is there anything that you would be willing to say, yeah, I kind of do that too?
No, not really. I mean, honestly, just because we look exactly the same, I don't think there's really I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it is a coincidence, rather. I think it's a coincidence. I don't think there's anything. A correlation is what the word I was trying to look for, but I'm not great with words. I don't think that we have to do anything with each other. He's just there, When I look in the mirror, he's there. When I look on a river or like a body of water, he's there. I mean, he's just there, Does that make sense? Am I sounding?
That makes sense. So with all that being said, I am a little concerned, because what I'm hearing is that you have an issue with your shadow and that you refuse to take any responsibility for any of the things that you do, and that you have a possibly a little self-hate going on, because your shadow resembles you, and you don't want to accept the fact that your shadow is a part of you. Trey, I'm deeply concerned. I would like to have another session as soon as possible. But I also, unfortunately, think that, maybe we need to up your prescription a little bit. Maybe. But I definitely want to, make sure that you're a partner with me in your care. So what do you think about what I said?
Ms. Thurzday, I honestly, now that you say something, now that we're talking about this, I would have never thought that my shadow's actually me, and my hands are the ones causing the destruction, and the self-hate and the loathing. And quite frankly, I'm not on medication, so maybe I should be on medication. And for those who are listening, it's okay to be on medication.
It's
prescribed by a doctor.
Yeah, absolutely.
There is nothing wrong with that. This is, I know we're doing this whole bit right now. If you need help with medication, that's okay.
Help.
So anyway, back to the bit. But I would love another therapy session. I appreciate your time right now. Your words are priceless. Thank you so much for coming on and being my therapist today.
Absolutely. And I definitely want to reiterate and totally in agreement with you. Anyone that has, heard anything from this, I hope that you will know that, whether it's a physical health issue or a mental health issue, that at the end of the day, it's okay. Don't allow yourself to feel bad for having these things. You're not alone. There's help out there. Please get the help that you need. If a medication is making you feel some type of way, please just talk with your doctor about it. They can work with you to figure out, what the right regimen is. So, thank you for allowing me to share and just, and join in with you guys today. It's been really fun.
I appreciate you being on the show. It was a great talk, and I feel like we could have talked literally for a couple more podcasts just about mental health, because I know that whole world and 2020 sucked for everyone, and I wish we didn't have to talk about it, but it's real and it happened. But Ms. Thurzday, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
You have been a phenomenal guest. There wasn't anything we couldn't talk about, probably. But without further ado, flows for you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Ms. Thurzday, feel free to stay behind for a little bit, just to chat for a second. But without that, we're done with the show. Love you guys. Take care.
Bye.
Are you looking for a different kind of podcast? How about informative and clean? It will make you laugh. Scout and Trey, yeah, that's what we do. We got a little funny thing, keeping it true. Hey, we take your topics and all your ideas and bring in a guest and we answer them there. Then we make a freestyle rap and do it for you. Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do. Yep, flows for you, flows for you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say flows for you, flows for you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say flows for you.